Yeah, hi. Is this Middlebrow?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Middlebrow podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Brian Park.
I'm Dan Rosen, your other co-host for this evening.
Why'd you say evening?
People listen to this whenever. You think we're a night podcast? When do you think people are listening to us?
Well, evening implies that people are listening to us to fall asleep. I'd like to think that they start their day with this podcast.
We have such sonorous voices and are so comforting with our voices. I honestly think people aren't threatened by us, especially women not threatened by us.
All the good guys say stuff like that, right, Dan?
Yeah, exactly.
Women aren't threatened by us.
Women just aren't. They just want to be around us and they feel really comfortable. They don't see our gaslighting coming at all.
Also, you said the word sonorous.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it means droning.
No. In a good, there's the tenor of our voices is soothing. It didn't Jenny of Hello Human
say we're sonorous?
No, say she listens to us to fall asleep.
I don't think that's a compliment.
People are falling asleep right now, I'll tell you that.
That's derogatory. No, but people have asked me what our podcast is. Okay, we're a comedy podcast that uses words like sonorous.
Yeah.
Well, if you're joining us, thank you for tuning in. Check us out on YouTube. We're recording from
Patreon. We haven't plugged the Patreon.
Our Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas studio.
That is the vibe.
And you want to plug up Patreon up top?
I feel like people drop off at the end. They should know that we're still putting out 2 bonus episodes a month.
We're still on our Oliver Twist vibe. We got our
weekly newsletter.
We got our metal cup with coins in it.
Yeah.
Donate to the Patreon.
Please, could I have some subscribers? And we will maybe be taking some time off this summer, but we'll continue to do the Patreon episodes. So if you find yourself at a July 4th barbecue itching for some Dan and Brian, you know what you have to do.
What is that?
You have to subscribe to the Patreon and then you'll hear us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dan, I don't know what's going on with me right now.
Are you going to talk about the French Open?
I'm going to talk about the French Open.
Have you been doing anything besides watching the French Open? During tennis Open tournaments, are you the least productive in your life?
Arguably the most productive. Have you been following this Roland Garros?
I've been following a little bit.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We are recording this a few days before the final, so you will be hearing this and you'll know
it's crazy.
Who has won. But yeah,
No, but just before this, I watched the second women's semifinal because I'm an ally.
Yes.
I watch the women's semifinal.
And you also lost to a woman in tennis this week too because you're an ally.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that I did it as a form of protest and activism,
And you care
the fight for equality never stops.
Yeah, women's sports are real sports.
Arguably, the fight, we're getting closer off the court, but on the court, that's where the real work gets done.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at.
You'll continue to lose to women.
I cried like an hour ago. Dude, I cried so much. I don't know what it is.
What's going on? Is it allergies?
No, dude.
You gotta go to an ENT, Brian.
Okay. So
what happened? Why did you? What was so dramatic about this?
There is a Polish women's tennis player named Maja Klawinska.
Okay.
And
Maja, like make America.
No,
healthy
Maja.
again?
Okay.
Make America juicy
Jamaican
again.
Okay. Maja Klawinska.
Yeah.
She just made it to the final of Roland Garros. She was a qualifier. She's the first qualifier in French Open history to make it into the finals.
Whoa.
The last time a qualifier made it to the finals was Emma Raducanu.
Does that happen more in women's tennis where qualifiers, because it's only 2
Why
sets?
would you imply that it happens more in women's tennis?
Because it's first to 2, so there's more randomness. Yeah, how about that? Fuck you. I do have a good reason. I do have a good reason for asking.
Oh, you think there's less because there's less tennis?
I think it
leaves room for...
Yeah, there's more chance for an upset if it's best of 3. Am I wrong, Brian?
I don't know. Want me to look it up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
For you accuse me.
Men's qualifiers who have made it to major final. All right. No male tennis player in the Open era has ever reached a Grand Slam singles final after advancing through the qualifying rounds.
You got a lost McEnroe brother right here, baby.
Anyways, there's a lot to love about Maja Klawinska. It's just a crazy, inspiring story. One, I love her game. Just look her up. She plays very crafty. It's really refreshing. Nowadays, everything's like Aryna Sabalenka. just huge screams, pure power, hit the ball as hard as you can. Maja Kolinska hits with a lot of variety, a lot of drop shots, a lot of lobs, because she's not very powerful, so she's very crafty. A lot of, like, court IQ is through the roof. So she's very fun to watch. But she stepped away from tennis for like 7 or 8 months when she was 21 because she had depression.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She had the case of the Osakas?
But I think this is real, bro. Like,
you're saying Osaka's is not real?
Maja Kolinska is not walking on court like she's in the Met Gala, dude.
If you're Eastern European and your default is already sad and depressed, like your default is already like
your default. I mean,
Dostoevsky, you want to kill yourself like Rublev or whatever.
I mean, to your point, like she comes from a working class background. Her dad is a coal miner.
Yeah.
Mom is a receptionist.
Okay, no, so she was really going through it.
She was really going through it. It's like,
yeah.
Baseline is already kind of depressy, regressy vibes. But if you, on top of that, if you are stepping away from the sport, so there's that. She walked away from the sport.
So then what? She went on some Zoloft. How'd she get out of it?
She just took a break for 7 or 8 months.
She left Poland.
And then she
moved out of Poland.
Well, she cited that, as you know, Iga Swiatek's like been the #1 women's tennis player for a while, and she's from Poland. They are the same age, and they grew up like training together. And Maja Kolinska said that she fell into deep depression because she compared herself to Iga and was like I'm really proud of her, but I feel this makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I reach the pinnacle of the sport like she has? And she said,
and thief of joy, they say.
And she said, and it all turned around because there was a coach that believed in her and built up her self-confidence again. And bro, in this tournament,
is it her coach right now?
Her coach right now, that brought a tear to my eyes. It's very relatable.
Yeah. You just need someone who's like, you got the goods, kid.
100%.
Or, you got the goods, kid.
It's to the point where she couldn't even afford the lodging for this Roland Garros. Like, the Polish Tennis Federation is fronting her alone.
Jesus.
But now, like,
she can't stay in the embassy. They probably have a nice embassy.
Well, it doesn't matter now. Like, she's in the finals. Like, she's gonna collect like at least $800,000 from this. But
is that how much you make? No, you make more.
Yeah, like if you're a runner-up, at least
you make 800.
Yeah, I think so. Either way, these are the types of players, and these are the types of stories. These are the types of players that is gonna grow the sport, Dan.
Yeah.
And I love her game, but now after learning all of that, all her mental health struggles, and like her being so open and vulnerable about the comparison anxiety, how can you not root for someone like that, Dan?
I hope she wins.
I really hope she wins.
Who is she playing against?
She's playing against Mira Andreeva, who's like the villain in Rocky. Like,
yeah,
she's like just a young Russian prodigy who is very, very, very good in her own right.
A lot of Eastern European women in.
I mean, it's the entire field. I think quarterfinals onward is all from all Eastern European.
Eastern European.
Yeah.
Men's tennis is not like that. Interestingly,
no, it's not. Men's tennis is the field was entirely open.
You got some weak ass Eastern European men.
So listeners,
yeah, and the men's, if you're watching the French Open, and this is your first tennis Open tournament, you're
in for a treat.
You're going crazy. This is not what it's like. Usually, you just know it's like the same 2 players over and over and over again.
I mean, this is such a great psychology case study, and by the time this episode airs, like we're gonna know who the Roland Garros champion is. But
who do you think?
This entire
put money down, Brian. Who's
I need to reiterate to the listeners that once Yannick Sinner was defeated in the most ginger way possible. He had heat cramps in the second round. He was he was gonna win, and then he just had heat stroke and wilted away. The
climate change. Our friend Sammy, a friend of the pod, Sammy, was saying that the climate change is affecting tennis. You're gonna have all these pasty white boys
the pasty white boys are in trouble
or fallen. They can't handle it.
Yeah, the Swiss, the Germans, they're in deep shit now.
Yeah.
Because the field opened up in this way, I think in tennis history, there has never been this many 5-setters going into the quarterfinals, because every player knows that this is singularly their only chance that they might even win a major.
Before they meet the wood chipper of Sinner and Alcaraz.
They're fighting tooth and nail in a way that has never been seen in tennis before.
I think
it's fantastic.
A similar thing is happening with the Knicks too, which we'll talk about.
Oh, totally. Now, this funny story that I want to relay is one of the semifinalists in Roland Garros his name is Flavio Cobolli, and I really want him to win because...
Where's he from?
He's from Italia.
Okay.
There's a lot of Italian players who made it pretty far in this year's Roland Garros.
Yeah, it didn't last. Yeah, the semis was Berrettini.
It was like Berrettini, Matteo Arnaldi is the other semifinalist. The Italian roster goes deep and it goes crazy. I mean, Musetti's not even playing.
See, they could hang.
Sinner's, well, because Sinner's gone, they're like, oh my God, this, mamma mia, this is my only chance.
And they're probably all like, Berrettini looks Southern Italian. He's a swarthy man. You know,
Berrettini is like
Sinner is
the
like
hottest guy
basically
ever.
Swiss. You know, you look at Sinner's skin. He grew up, you know,
Yeah.
in the Alps skiing. Like he's not a real Italian. He's a pretentious Milanese looking down at the Southerners. But these swarthy Southerners, they can hang. They can hang in the dirt.
100%. So Flavio Caboli, he's a swarthy Southerner. He looks like one of the actors in The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Okay.
And he's got his little stick and poke tattoos. He is like the quintessential archetype for, you know, if you're just like an American undergrad studying abroad and you have a little fling with the local Como del Lago boat rental man, it's going to be a Flavio Caboli. Like it's his whole energy.
Yeah.
But he's extremely superstitious. And so after winning the quarterfinals in his press conference, Flavio Caboli was like, you know, I'm a very superstitious person, but this tournament, because it's going so well, I'm more superstitious than usual. I'm eating the same menu every day. I'm doing the same things every day. And he said that he's like, I use the same shower in the locker room every day too. And the reason for that is he said that when he was competing in Roland Garros, when Rafa Nadal was competing, he said, I was taking a shower and then I hear a knock on my door, on the shower door, and then Rafa Nadal goes, You're in my shower. This is where I shower.
Only I jerk off before. Because only I masturbate in the shower before a match. This is the Nadal. You see my semen, it's there. So you have to let me.
And so Flavio Caboli said that Rafa Nadal has been using that same shower for 14 years. And so now he's using that same exact shower.
You get that right. If you win the French Open 50 times or ever many, you own a shower.
So what is weirder?
Do you think they have a plaque in the shower? Actually, that's where his plaque is, in the shower.
It's just the corner where like the residue of his hardened semen.
It has the best Malon and Goss soap.
But listeners, what is stranger? Is it weirder to use the same shower as your idol in hopes that you're just sharing the same DNA and calcified mineral water in hopes of like getting that lucky run?
Juju.
Or is it weird to do what Rafa Nadal did? It was like, this is my shower and I'm going to knock and I'm going to disrupt your shower because I have intense OCD and I'm going to shower in the shower.
Nadal gets to pick the shower. You get prima nocta for the shower when you've won the Roland Garros.
He's a nut, dude.
He is a nut. Even when he would play, he would always like pick his ass.
Oh, it's the same like
at
thing.
The exact same time. He would like blow on his nails. Like you could tell that he had a very specific ritual. Did you have that when you were playing tennis growing up?
No, but I was quite annoying in juniors. I've cooled down a lot, but I was very annoying where I would try to get under your skin. So if we were playing and we're both like 14 years old, I would purposely like look you in the eye and yell like, "Come on," knowing that it would annoy you.
Wow.
Yeah. I would do so much like cheap gamesmanship tactics to like
Where did you pick this up?
Dude, I was desperate to win. My coach like drilled it into me. He was like, most of the sport is off the court. So whatever like edge you can get, like implement it.
Play dirty.
Yeah.
It's like how Michael Jordan would pretend that people like talk shit about him.
Yeah.
So that he could get that extra edge.
I was annoying as fuck. Or I would like purposely
Did it help? Did
like,
you win?
Yeah, it was great. I would like delay or I would stall. Like if like I knew the momentum was against me, I would like raise my hand and be like, "Oh, I'm not ready."
You're the Shea Gilchrist Alexander. You would
100%. I'm pulling like all the cheap shots that are like within the within the rule book.
I didn't realize I was with such a shisty little devious man. And what happened? Now you've lost your edge.
I mean, a lot of people
Where's that edge for
argue.
podcast? How come you're not, how come you're not using AI? How come you're not doing chaotic good and spamming our pod?
I am trying to do that.
Now you have ethics. Now you have morality.
Middlebrow, if you wanted a BTS, I was telling Dan, I'm like, hey, we should probably like just be a little bit sluttier and hornier on the podcast content if we want to juice up our numbers. Dan's like, I wouldn't sleep well at night knowing what are you doing, dude?
We have to report every single podcast out there for speaking against Israel or whatever.
100%. We got to take our little road mic. We have to loiter outside of bars where 23-year-olds get blackout and exploit their drunkenness for a clippable moment.
Yes.
That's how
we're talking about. We talk about paintings. Gotten it all wrong, Brian.
I know. I'm a man of dignity now.
All right. Well, so you were watching tennis.
Light.
Did you watch the Knicks destroy the San Antonio Spurs? Were you feeling a little Chalamet last night?
I'm all about it, but because I am not like
You're
a
from
born and bred
Texas.
New Yorker, I just don't think I have the right to be like, Knicks in the 4.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah.
They're the most Aim Leon Dore motherfuckers are going to be so annoying if the Knicks win.
It's not even just Amy Landor, bro. It's just like...
It's everyone.
It's Ben Stiller. It's Noah Baumbach. It's Timothy Chalamet. It's
Mark
Spike
Ronson.
Lee. It's Mark Ronson. It's everyone, dude.
Yeah. Dude, Zoran very lucky. If the Knicks win under Zoran's tenure, that is... He gets like... What? You get like 5 people pushed into the subway tracks forgiven if the Knicks win on your tenure? That's crazy.
I never thought of that. This is like the
so much goodwill.
greatest... Exactly. This is the greatest thing that could happen for his legacy.
Yeah.
Because people are going to look back to this run, and it's already happening because I'm going to stand-up shows and I'm hearing it. And like people are talking about like, there's something in the air, man.
Yeah.
Knicks are in the finals. Zoran is the mayor.
Well, also Zoran's colors a little bit, he took the kind of like a orangey blue. So I think he's graphing out that energy.
One can make a case that the Knicks are in the finals because of Zoran.
Many are saying
the vibes are so good that...
Well, also the Knicks are like, they're slaying, the superstar, the establishment, which is, Wemby, basically like a freak of nature. And there's just a relentless momentum that he should win because he's the tallest and the biggest and the best. And he's the future. And the Knicks, the Knicks aren't going to let that happen. They're tenacious.
So for the listeners who aren't attuned to basketball, the villain to the Knicks is like a 7'6" player named Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, he's French.
He's French. He does Tai Chi. Like he doesn't drink.
He studies with monks.
He doesn't drink. He like is really into spirituality.
Yeah.
But he moves like someone half his size, and he can do step back threes, and he's just a freak of nature.
He is insane to watch. It is a little boring that the tall guy is good at the tall person sport. It's like, okay, yeah, we the sport with, what's the stat that if you're like over 7 feet tall,
like 10% of
you're
gonna make it into the NBA.
Yeah, that's not that fun.
What's the deal with the Spurs always? I'm from Texas.
Always have a French guy.
Well, I technically, Tony Parker.
Boris Diaw, maybe the juiciest, most overweight basketball player to ever play, also French.
I am from Texas, so I should be rooting for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, how far is El Paso from San Antonio?
Regardless, everyone cheers for the Spurs.
Okay.
I couldn't get behind them because Tim Duncan was the guy. And Tim Duncan is the most swaggerless player of all time. Like his whole thing, and it's commendable.
He's a soft boy.
Where he was like, yeah, I like to save my money in a 401k and I shop at Ross. And again, that is commendable.
Also, have you seen shots of Tim Duncan like in the stands? He is really not aged well. He looks like Cornel West in the Matrix movies, just like wise old man, who should just be like judging the Council of Zion or something.
Right, but when you're 10, you're not rooting for a Tim. You're rooting for like Allen Iverson when he's like, fuck practice. Like, I'm just going to stunt on your ass and I'm going to drop 30 on you.
But Tim Duncan, as someone who's appreciator of work ethic, and just grinding, I thought you would appreciate Tim Duncan, who just shows up to work, does the job, isn't flashy.
It's so fucking boring, man.
Yeah,
it's so
boring.
fucking
Wemby's
boring.
Not boring. Wemby's insane. Wemby is like at the end, at the end of Space Jam where like Michael Jordan's arm just grows until the end of the court. Wemby is just naturally like that.
You know what I found amusing? Wemby cried when they beat OKC in Game 7. This is how bleak it is for the fellas out there. Him crying was like turned into some cultural touchstone moment.
You can care.
Men can have feelings.
Caring
too.
is cool. Well, he's French. He's French. They're emotional, Brian. They can't control themselves.
It's not okay. It's not okay for the boys.
They eat a good piece of camembert and they just weep. It's not hard for them to cry. So it's a different sport.
Dude. I'm gonna go back to Roland Garros briefly.
Oh, okay. Of course you are.
It is really funny. It's funny. This is a funny moment. Okay, this isn't nerdy. This is funny. So there's a 17-year-old French phenom named Moise Kouame. Love him too. He's from Seychelles, Paris, which is like, it's the hood. And for him to make it as far as he did as a 17-year-old, fucking incredible. It's like he's taken on the hopes of an entire nation. In the second or third round, he beat a South American player. And the South American player loses. The crowd is going insane because they're cheering for their countrymen. And in the post-match conference, the South American guy goes on the microphone. He's like a journeyman. So this is the most money he's like ever made in his life, making it this far in the Roland Garros. And he's like complaining about how the umpire was a woman and how if it were a man, they would have been able to have the strength they would have had the strength to control the crowd. Then the French Tennis Federation penalized him with the biggest penalty in Roland Garros history, which is basically like undoing all of this prize money that he earned.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm also like, good on the French Tennis Federation for punishing this blatant sexism. But it is a little bit funny for like the president of the French Tennis Federation to be like, I have a mistress, that's fine, but no, you cannot.
There's a limit. Woman, they can say things.
They know.
Didn't they almost put like Dominic Strauss-Kahn was almost their prime minister, and now they're coming in.
Oh, no. Love can take many different forms and look many ways. Monogamy is a very different, unique thing. But no, you cannot say that woman umpire cannot control the crowd.
No, especially when the one she's so sexy, a sexy woman umpire. Well, good for them.
We love the French.
Good for the French,
Taking a stand against sexism.
Well, didn't they make a rule that you have to wear a bikini to like public pools?
Wait, what?
I think they're like trying, because they're like so anti-burqa. Now they're like, no, you have to show, you must show maximum cleavage. You cannot hide. We want to see those titties, but for equality, for égalité. So I hope our listeners are excited for us to talk about the World Cup, given that we know absolutely nothing. We're gonna talk to you very confidently about players we only just learned about.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
As opposed to this.
We know ball, Dan.
Yeah, we know ball.
I know ball.
Soccer? Are you going?
No, I'm not going. Should I go?
I don't even know. I don't even know how to get tickets. I guess.
I mean, all of Korea's matches are in Mexico. I think the first one's legit in Guadalajara.
What is this fake ass North America? Decide. Pick a fucking country, World Cup. You give it to Qatar because they just like paid you and, in the passports of.
Are any games in Canada?
Yeah. It's all of North America.
Okay.
And California. It's like,
I'm not gonna
lie. It seems
lie.
annoying for the players that they
I momentarily
pick a city.
Had to think whether or not Canada was in North America before I asked that. I was like, wait, before I say this, it's in North America, right?
Yeah. It's not in Antarctica. Or
it's very
every 4 years I get
my hopes up as a Korean person, and I'm just like, what was I thinking? Of course Korea is not going to beat Uruguay. What the fuck was I on about?
They don't want enough.
Huh?
They don't want enough. Remember, is it the same thing where they can't even practice because they all have plastic surgery like in the army?
We will be the hottest.
They'll all have bleach blonde hair.
Yeah.
It'll be sexy.
Also, did you see fucking PSG? Winners of the Champions League.
They burned Paris
back
to the ground.
What's going on?
Reign of terror.
Like, is it just me, or doesn't it feel like Formula One and Premier League and Champions League, it's like exploded in popularity amongst North American audiences?
This is the Zoran effect. Zoran's like a big Arsenal.
He's a gunner. He's a gooner.
He's a gooner.
He's a gooner.
How does that even happen? How do you like a random ass British team as a?
I think it's FIFA.
Okay. Oh, the video game.
The video game. Yeah. That is like a male student in university rite of passage.
Interesting.
Of just like getting high and playing FIFA in your free time.
That's how they did it.
Like before you pregame and like figure out what shitty sports.
I'm always curious because like we have no soccer culture. Every 4 years since I was a child, they'd be like, no, this time soccer's gonna take off, and this time they're gonna make it happen. Yeah. And we return to they brought Messi over, they brought Beckham over. Still, who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Okay, Dan. So moving on, we're gonna go back to our usual. I mean, this was a pretty bro-y episode so far. We talked a lot of sports. A lot of sports.
Sorry.
A lot of sports. Sorry.
But we do it kind of, in a little.
So do we want to talk a little bit of
intellectual way.
art, or do we want to talk about a little bit of film, or you want to talk a little bit about
We
tech?
could talk about
Choose
Obsession.
your own adventure.
We both saw the movie Obsession.
Oh yeah, Curry Barker. The youth is here, Dad.
The youth has taken by
We're
storm.
we're like the '90s generation of tennis players. We're fucking cooked, buddy.
I do feel that we came up in comedy at like the exact worst time, like in between, where you could make it on YouTube very early, or through like the Sundance like short film route, and between where you could just like throw your stuff up on TikTok. We were like sandwiched in the exact as the industry was changing, as they were not looking for boys like us.
What are you talking
They had
about?
heard our stories before.
I'm not joining you on that last part.
I thought whatever it is, we got stuck in kind of a weird distribution black hole.
Yeah.
That-
Because we came up through like the good old fashioned way of, we're gonna do a lot of open mics and we're gonna just ascend that way.
Yeah, they
much
were
like
trying.
IFC.
IFC, Late Night Snack, like all these little, Adult Swim, all these little channels had their completely useless short, little
But at the
comedy
time, it's
shows
like
that
what
no
you
one
wanted
wa-
more than
I know.
anything. It's
And
crazy.
They didn't matter at all.
Yeah, like ignore the fact that every IFC late night snack YouTube video had fewer than 1,000 views.
Yes.
It's like, I want my credit to be IFC.
Yeah. Does IFC even exist anymore?
I don't think so, dude.
All I know
or
is
maybe
that
they got
they're-
absorbed by Mubi. Who knows?
All I know is that their popcorn, their concession stand has a rat infestation.
What? At the IFC theater?
Yeah,
No.
that's the rumor. So
Recently?
yeah, in the past few months.
That's fucking disgusting, dude.
Have you never sat in that theater? That theater is, you feel it.
The last time I was there with you, and I got popcorn. You didn't say anything.
Well, I learned afterwards.
Ew, dude.
I'm sure they have it fixed. No, Slime IFC. They have a really great
You and I
slate of
both know
film.
that it's not fixed.
Bro, will that stop me from getting popcorn? Definitely not. 100% not.
That's foul. That's so foul, dude.
Dude, the theater that we saw the movie in is like watching a movie at Port Authority. Like that is the vibe of it. It's like back rooms. So why would you feel
got a nice little flickering neon tube of light in the corner inexplicably?
just the most apathetic people taking care of that theater? What would you expect?
But yeah, to your point, we I mean, looking back on it, we were so foolish and deluded. Because the way we were
made
coming
so
up,
many wrong
we
moves.
were coming up in comedy, much like our it's like our grandparents giving us job advice of like, just walk into the elevator of the building you want to work for and look the CEO in the eye and give him a firm handshake.
Yeah.
That's how we were doing comedy.
Work as a waiter and pay your way through college.
And then all of a sudden, like, we would see Rachel Sennett and Io Adebiri doing open mics with us, and we're like, so they're doing a thing called Twitter? They're like just posting, they're just burning material on Twitter. Like, why would they do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they posting photos of themselves on the internet? That's not going to work.
That's so unsafe. Like, aren't they afraid of a data breach of some kind? That's basically what happened. And then we learned to.
And we're
pivot.
here.
We're here. But anyways,
So yeah, now the next generation has been like, oh yeah, we can just fucking. We also idolize movies in a way that I don't think these kids did. So they're like, yeah, YouTube is the same.
So for our listeners, we saw this film called Obsession, directed by a young 25, 26-year-old named Curry Barker.
Yeah,
who
which also came out at the same time as Backrooms, which was directed by a 20-year-old, also from YouTube.
Kane Parsons.
Yeah.
These two movies are representative of what I believe to be like a paradigm shift in the future of filmmaking, because one, they are crushing in the box office. Obsession was made on like I think a $750,000 budget.
Yeah.
It's
and that all
already,
went to Andy Richter, I think. Who was in that movie for some reason.
dude. Obsession made, it's already cleared 100 million in the box office. That's an insane return on an investment. Kane Parsons' Backrooms, which is an A24 movie, in 6 days it's already eclipsed the entire gross revenue of Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Think
and it was
about
made
that
for
for a second.
10.
There was like a 5-month period where Timothy Chalamet's shoved down all of our faces.
You literally couldn't take a
Non-stop.
piss at a urinal in a bar
Without seeing Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
No, man. No. I just want to be one of the greats, man. Nah. Yeah. So
Yeah, none of that for Backrooms.
no, none of that noise. Okay.
Why do you think people? It does seem to only be in horror though. Like for some reason that is the genre that people will go out to see, and people will take a risk on a film that doesn't have a star and that's just based on the premise and vibe. Like that doesn't happen with comedy. That doesn't happen with like action movies. I don't know. Why do you think that is?
I thought, well, horror, you can make it for a lower budget.
Yeah.
Like the overhead is not nearly as
Usually
high
a
as
few
like
jump
action.
scares.
Yeah.
And you need a good hook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, comedy traditionally, I think it's not as lucrative. That's why there's no comedy movies being made anymore, because they just they don't really gross that much in the box office.
When was the last comedy? Devil Wears Prada is what the biggest comedy. I mean, also because people are getting, you could say people are getting their comedy relentlessly online, and you're not getting your horror fix or whatever on TikTok or on memes. So you do have to go there. But it is, I do think it's a limiting genre. Like at the end, you have to conform so often to the conventions.
But that's the same thing with comedy. It's I don't. A lot of comedians make the transition into horror. Like Jordan Peele did it because it has the same.
And the Whitest Kids You Know guy who did Weapons.
Weapons, yeah. It's a sketch structure, but you inject jump scares and heightened emotional stakes.
Yeah, well, it's also you have a heightened premise and you can decide where to take it, in which direction.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I Obsession was fine. Like it worked, but it just seems to me that these films are still it's very difficult to say something interesting and new when you have to really follow the conventions of I thought all these movies I thought had really great premises, like Weapons. I thought it had a really great premise, and then it just sputters out. And I haven't seen Backrooms, but I've heard it similar where people's really great premise, really interesting, and then the back half where they actually have to reveal what's going on is never as exciting as kind of the mystery.
I really liked Obsession. Again, us millennials, man. Not a great generation to be a part of. What's our lasting legacy? We got Marvel movies.
We got Sally Rooney, brother.
Oh, that's true.
We got Sally Rooney.
Shout out Sally Rooney.
Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Marvel.
But these two young directors, these movies, Backrooms and Obsession, I'm pretty sure Backrooms opened. It beat Star Wars. It was the Star Wars movie was Star Wars and Grogu, or it was
Baby
Yoda's
Yoda.
kid, Baby Yoda. That's
which is very
pathetic,
millennial.
dude. That's so millennial, bro.
Yeah. This feels much closer. This kind of YouTube generation feels much closer to the Gen X 90s, music video directors like Fincher and Spike Jonze who made it, or the indie directors like Wes Anderson and Sofia Coppola and Tarantino who did the Sundance, Soderbergh who did kind of the Sundance thing. And there was a huge amount of the kind of Miramax energy, they're doing something new, they're breaking out of the convention, and millennials kind of got stuck, and they're well, movies are dead, and Netflix also stopped putting movies in theaters.
Overall, I think this is good for Hollywood because it's going to reignite interest in original stories and original scripts, like spec scripts. But
yeah, how many people this week called their agent hey, I have a great idea for a horror movie? You think I could talk to Blumhouse? I'm the only one, right? No one else is thinking about this right now.
Hollywood is already on thin ice, and the cracks are showing because the economics just don't make much sense to begin with. And Cory Barker even said with Obsession, he was just going to release the movie on YouTube. Anyways, they don't idolize Hollywood in the way that we do.
Yeah.
And he was sure, this is my, I like this as my vision, so I would have just published it on YouTube anyways, and hopefully make money that way.
The hierarchy of integrity or whatever,
and so then it's
status does not exist.
Backrooms was inspired by a story that was a viral copy pasta meme from 4chan. At that point, you have these Reddits, you have these 4chans where there's already a taste filter where it's just going to push like scintillating stories to the top, and it's like voted by users. What the fuck are these development like? What's the point of a studio?
The algorithm already decided.
It already does the work for you, anyways.
Well, I feel like that's even not even horror. Like, I don't even know what executives are doing now. They're like, oh yeah, what about racial sentence? Like, oh yeah, okay, the person who already got really big organically on the internet, Jordan Firstman, the person who the algorithm got really big. Like, what is it?
This is what
are
I
you
think,
even doing?
So,
it's not the thing where they would like take someone who was, young and maybe interesting, and they took a risk on them. They're not taking any risks anymore.
That's what the new Marvel is going to be. Is great. Millennials, we had Marvel. That's the new formula now, where I think that CAA, WME, their lines are going crazy right now, trying to find a YouTuber who's making short videos, has 3 million subs, attach him to a copy pasta, attach him to like a Wattpad story that's viral, and there you have it. Yeah. This is inspired from some short form like post that went viral on Reddit.
1 million of them, and eventually people will get tired of them and they won't go see it anymore.
We're like, let's go.
It's already too late.
Let's adapt books.
If you're already thinking about this, though, you've missed the boat. Like, because there's so many of these now going to be in development in the next few years that you're already behind. And I feel like people always learn like yesterday's lessons.
Yeah.
You're like, what is the new thing? Actually, what about maybe the new thing is taking a podcast that's like kind of filling a space that no one really is in, and maybe making it into like a TV show? I don't know. I don't even know where that came from, Brian. But so you liked Obsession?
I thought it was really fun. So for our listeners who haven't seen it, Obsession it's not like a super original premise. It's like I learned it's like a monkey paw story.
Monkey Paw, which is a short story. Short story.
Where like you come upon this magical item that will grant you a wish, but then at what cost?
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for, because there are unintended side effects. So Obsession is about this like down on his luck guy who has like a really, really big crush on this girl, and then he wishes that she loves him more than anyone else in the world. And then
he gets what he wishes for.
He gets what he wishes for, and crazy shit happens.
She obviously falls in love with him, but she becomes obsessed.
Yeah. I really liked it because on the surface, it's just kind of like quirked up girl who is really scary. But I think the villain in this is the guy.
Yeah, definitely.
It subverts that trope of manic pixie dream girl where he's like totally in the wrong throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've seen some of the like response to it accusing the movie of like being sexist, or like you're giving a gift to like incels by saying like, oh, bitches be crazy. Like that's how you could view the movie. Even the Times review I thought was like really weird, where it was like
I didn't read it.
Teaching men that like whatever bad lessons. But to me, the point of the movie is actually like very different than it's more that like I don't know, that like you don't actually want love without the like struggle and having someone actually fall in love with you who's not who's like a messy, complicated person, and that's what's exciting about love
totally
and
agree.
relationships. And it's not someone like being forced to love you, and that's a nightmare.
It touches on a chord of what I think is happening a lot today, especially with the advent of social media, where like it's easy to develop these like ideas of people, this like parasociality of it. When in this case, like the consequences of his wish is that he never really like understood this person.
Yeah, and she actually never fell in love with him.
No,
it's like she never chose out of her own free will to be in love with him, and that's what like not to get all fucking Slavoj Žižek on it, but that's what you want, is you want someone who could reject you to not reject you, to decide to, and that's what's exciting and human. And so, yeah, actually, I think, and there's maybe even an AI reading of this where, like, let's say you can have an AI girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
That you just is programmed to love you. Like, is that actually fulfilling? Is that nourishing? Or is there like a hollow emptiness to it? So that I think is actually really interesting.
Did you think it was scary? Do you like horror movies?
I don't like horror movies, and there was like 45 minutes left in the movie, and in my mind I was like, why did I do this to myself? Like, I'm not having a good time. And then that's the point. The point is, I was just like, I'm stressed out. I know she's going to come out of somewhere and do something.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. And it's not fun for me. I don't know. It's just like stressing me. And I get it. I respect the tropes and it's effective. But but it's not like I don't enjoy. I'm not having a good time.
Oh, I'm having such a good time.
You like being scared? I'm a little bitch though.
I like it, dude.
I'm a little scaredy bitch.
It's like, I just want to feel something.
I could punch you in the face. You'll feel something. That doesn't.
Sure.
But the tropes are easy. Okay, I can go. Boo! You know, I can have someone jump out of nowhere with a loud sound, and you'll jump. Like there is a cheapness to it, which is different than I feel like the best horror movies have an eeriness to it that doesn't just rely on the jump scares.
I don't know. I thought it was really well executed.
She was amazing.
Oh, that's breakout star Indy Navarrete. Incredible.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to lead with.
And she can play both well, both like before when she's very sweet and likable, and then when she's
the director is getting all of the praise, but I do think that both of the actors I thought were great, but especially her, she carries the entire film because it's such a difficult role where there's like a campiness to the performance where if you miscast it, the whole thing fucking falls apart because it's going to be so corny. Because like her bubbliness is what makes it slightly unsettling, but then you have to offset that with her being kind of like down to earth and like real in like an authentic way, which I think is like a really, really tough balancing act that she crushed it.
It's not surprising. It was made for less than $1 million. But part of it felt amateur, like just the way it was. I thought it lit in like kind of a way that.
But in spite of all of that, I thought it was really. I was really scared in moments because it's like you don't need a huge budget like this. That one scene in the car.
The friend was kind of bad though.
Oh really? Oh,
I don't know.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah,
but you know what's up where he's in the car.
Yeah,
and like you're anticipating what's going to happen.
Yeah, you know
and
exactly what's. That was what I was saying. You know what's going to happen. You just don't know when.
It's still scary.
Yeah.
No, there's like.
But that's because the movie did do a good job of setting you up and freaking you out.
I like that. Give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what these kids do when they actually get a real budget. I don't know. I'm still like, part of me is like, okay, yes, original storytelling, but it is still like so much in one specific genre.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what happens when people.
I mean, you know what's going to happen.
Like Hereditary or Midsommar or like Ari Aster takes those the tropes and like really pushes against it and makes weirder shit. Get Out was that like kind of a horror movie, but had much bigger ideas than a standard horror movie. So I maybe went too far with Us. So I'm curious if they're actually able to use this like insane trend, and we are going to get a fucking deluge of these kind of movies to actually, do something surprising.
I got bad news for you, buddy. So the director's already expressed, he's like, yeah, I'm going to do a TV anthology series of Obsession.
Great.
Of different episodes of different types of obsessions. Some end good. And then I think I read this profile on...
You mean Black Mirror? That's called Black Mirror. By the way, any producers listening, Brian and I, we have horror movie ideas. We kind of have like, we could make them for cheap.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
That's nuts.
We could like just reach out to us.
I'm Korean American. That's worth something.
Yeah.
K-pop.
Has there been a Korean horror story? Not really. Like those are voices that need to be stabbed to death too.
No, I will say one of the scariest movies is still Memories of Murder by Bong Joon-ho.
I mean, it's an amazing movie, but I wouldn't say it's scary.
The very end,
okay,
very unsettling, creepy.
Unsettling, yeah,
creepy vibes. And then the director of Backrooms, Kane Parsons. The profile they did on him, they called him like an old soul stuck in a 19-year-old, and then they followed that up with him vocalizing his interest in turning into a sequel. He respects the man, Dan. He's the perfect moldable specimen in the Hollywood industrial complex.
Gen Z, unlike us, doesn't have any qualms about selling out. The goal is to sell out.
Speaking of selling out,
Scorsese.
Oh, right. You know more about this. You sent me this article.
I sent you this article, yeah.
Scorsese is
people
using
having
AI.
a real hard time with this one.
Why?
Well, yeah, so Martin Scorsese came out, he's 83. He came out with a video working with this generative AI company called Black Forest to use their software to help directors with storyboarding. And obviously, like, the really intense, Criterion Collection people are just like, they're like AI absolutists. There's a certain type of person where, like, if anything even used AI or even touched AI at any point, it's like tainted permanently. It's like evil and corrosive.
And you're telling me those people don't use AI at all? in
you
their
know?
search
Dude,
bar.
they search Google and
in
they just
their-
skip past it.
in
They don't
their
even
emails.
read the yeah.
Like, give me a fucking break, dude.
Well, we've talked about this before, where it's just like I respect it at a principle, and yes, I don't want to see any kind of like. I'm not interested in AI art. I'm interested in what humans are doing and making. But if you know, artists and we saw Prince Spencer Pratt, you know, just like use AI to great success. If like the left and if artists are not at all in control or in front of this and taking the wheel, then like the entire enterprise will be stolen from out under us. And you know, I will say it's like a little bit of a bummer. Like Martin Scorsese does not have to do this. You know, he can afford storyboards. I do think it's interesting, and I have gone back and forth on this. Like, does the creation of storyboards actually democratize filmmaking? And can someone who's like someone who has $100,000 to make a movie, they can't afford to pay a storyboard artist, and they want to communicate
My sweet child.
their vision to the production designer, to a cinematographer. Like, is storyboarding okay? You know, is that allowed, or is that already injecting a like artificial influence on the aesthetic of the film that will be reiterated? Because right now, you know what's happening is most directors are just like pulling screenshots from movies. Their entire websites, who the whole thing is
100%.
just screenshots from Amelie, from Moonlight, whatever, and they're saying like, copy this, make this. So to my mind, that's already
the number of
it's
decks,
already derivative.
The number of decks.
It's already been mood boarded to death.
For coming of age stories about someone who's a second gen, caught in between cultures, and you'll see a fucking Moonlight still in there. Countless, dude.
Yes, and that's what they're.
Countless.
And I've talked to cinematographers, and they're like, yeah, the director often has no aesthetic vision. They're just like, make it look like this, and we make it look like that. So, you know, there's already so much copy paste derivative. So I understand that you're like, okay, we're stealing people's work, and whereas the AI creating the
But regardless, it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. What's happening here is Marty Scorsese is old as fuck.
Yes,
he's
but
trying
he doesn't
to
need the back. The thing is, like, he can afford a storyboard artist of all people. Apple will just throw money at him.
Oh, you think everyone's just trying to get a bag, Dan? Let him get a fucking bag.
Do you think it's his daughter? His daughter's like, he's going. You know, he doesn't have a lot of movies
like,
left.
Dad, my TikToks aren't hitting. I need you to get that bag.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Not a lot of people saw Killers of the Flower Moon.
I just think it's kind of naive for people who work in the industry to look at, let's say, like Ben Affleck, who also created his own like AI filmmaking app that he sold to Netflix. But in this case, it's for like continuity purposes. And then for Marty Scorsese, it's just for storyboarding. No, that's how it's going to start, and then scope creep's going to happen.
Well, so yeah,
and it's fully top to bottom going to be AI shit.
That's the counter argument.
So I'm just kind of like...
But that's the counter argument. It's like, should we not even allow... Like, you could say storyboarding is just a tool. There still has to be a cinematographer or still an actor. It's not like Tilly Norwood, where it's completely AI generated.
But even if you put this blanket ban on those people, like, you're going to have Zoomers making AI films, and they're going to go viral on YouTube. And then what?
Yes, that's
then what?
Yeah, you're the Luddites smashing the looms.
Yeah,
it is like, where is the line even in technology? Like, Lena Dunham used 5D cameras, famously Canon 5Ds, to make tiny furniture. She was cutting out, cinematographers and lighting people, and they were cutting out film developers, and colorists, and all these, like, it's been endless of people whose jobs have been replaced in film by technology. The people who used to cut and glue the fucking editing by hand, like, that is not a new thing. And so I think we're going to have a better criteria for what is like a human expression that uses AI as a tool, than just being like, AI was involved. Cut it out.
No more. I'm bored, Dan. What? We're just gonna bring this up, and then I'm gonna go back to my apartment, and I'm gonna fucking use Claude AI like 5 hours after this podcast.
But
whatever, dude.
To do what, Brian?
My friend has been trying to convince me to do this for our podcast, and I'm going to open it up to the floor here.
Replace both of us
No. He said that
with hot AI people.
Yeah, he said that we should be making social media clips where we gender swap ourselves.
Yeah.
So we have like massive breasts and like crazy cleavage showing.
Like in the Spurs, you watch the Knicks game, how there was those OnlyFans models who bought tickets right behind where the Spurs head coach sits.
Hilarious.
And so you just see their massive cleavage right behind him.
That's so funny.
And they're fucking crushing it.
Dude, of course, that's
Anyway,
hilarious.
so we should do that with the podcast.
So my friend was like, it could just be fun.
Tit forward podcast.
Even just as an experiment, where my friend was like, if you just gender swapped yourself with AI, made yourself look like attractive women and like change your voices so that it sounds like real women, but you talked about the same exact thing, he thinks it would like go mega viral. But if we did that in hopes of driving traffic to the Middlebrow podcast,
And then what do you do with that? Then who
is that ethical or not? Where does that fall on the line? Are we allowed to do that? Should we start doing that, Dan? All the Zoomers are doing it.
What if our AI female avatars become the stars and we're left in the dust?
Then that becomes a new product. Then we are an AI. We are that will replace Caller
Then I'm
Daddy.
gonna get all these dick pics from gross guys, from gross people in foreign nations just sending me their cocks. I don't want that. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with.
I can handle a few dick pics on my yacht in San Tropez.
I don't want to be a woman
That's fine.
online. That shit sucks.
It does suck. That is very true. No, speaking of AI apps, though, I've talked about this on the pod before, but Bill Gates' daughter, Phoebe Gates, has a startup with her co-founder. I think her name is Sophia Connie, and it's called FIA.
She's the Ben Marshall of that
operation.
South operation.
So FIA is an AI-powered shopping app. It's very confusing to me. If anyone knows, leave a comment. To me, it just sounds like Honey. You know Honey? It's like a Google plugin that just shows you like the best deals. Anyways, they made a poster to announce they raised $35.5 million Series A, and they did an investor.
And just on their own, bootstrapped.
I will say that Phoebe Gates did go on the record on a Yahoo Finance podcast and says, I have a chip on my shoulder. Phoebe Gates wants her $185 million.
Chip on her shoulder. Her dad's trying to put a chip inside of our fucking bodies with the vaccine. Am I right? Get your dad's chip out of my body, Phoebe. Sorry, go on.
She has a chip on her shoulder because she wants to succeed with no ties to my privilege or my last name. When are Nepo babies going to learn?
There's no shame.
Like,
there's no shame. There's truly no shame.
Like, but what I don't understand is like, the playbook is there.
This is like, do you remember Bryan Cranston when he was talking about how his daughter, who's now in the pit, how she like got an audition for Breaking Bad, and how she's in one of the scenes, and he was really sincere. He was telling the interviewer like, and I told them like, if she's not the best person, don't hire her. And it's like, oh yeah, you think that's what you think they're gonna tell the star of the show that his daughter sucks ass, and we're going with someone else? How'd she even get that audition?
It's crazy, dude.
It's like, why can't you just say like, she's a very talented actress. She had a big foot in the door that anyone else would take. I wish my parents had any foots in any doors.
Do you watch The Pit, though?
No.
Okay, so The Pit is very...
Is she good in it?
She's great in it. I think all of the acting is incredible top to bottom. But I have a friend of 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 a friend who is involved with The Pit.
Okay, this means this is a lie, by the way. No, that's enough friends where whatever this is.
No. But if you watch The Pit, you'll understand. So a lot of the story, the Pit is a very, it tackles the current moment. So it's like very woke leaning.
It does. The clips I've seen.
Yeah. But what I've heard is that like the actors have to pitch their own storylines. And because you're like, it's a bloated cast, so you're like jockeying for positions. So
it's like SNL?
So the writers need to have storylines for you. And so like Bryan Cranston's daughter in the show is autistic. Mm-hmm. And it's just funny to me how they probably went to the writer's room and they're like, my character's autistic. I'm neurodivergent.
Give me that shit. Because the storylines.
Like and it makes sense because if you look at all the storylines, like all of the characters have like crazy shit that's happening. But then you later learn in like the press tour, like one of the main actors, Patrick Ball, like his whole storyline is addiction. I have addiction. I'm a great doctor, but I'm battling addiction. But then in his press story, he's like, my family's been dealing with addiction. So what would your story be, Dan? If you got the pit bag and your colleagues and you're like, what the fuck? I'm not neurodivergent. I don't have
I don't have any traumas. Fuck.
Anyways, so Bill Gates' daughter created like an announcement.
Born on Epstein Island. I don't know, a fun fact about it.
Created an announcement to announce their Series A funding. And if you are an AI doomer and you think that this is a bubble, you're probably salivating at the sight of this announcement. So they basically created like a Coachella festival lineup to announce their cap table.
Okay.
And what's insane about this is that the top, it's like billed like headliners, like who's investing. Mm-hmm. Top line, Khloe Kardashian, Alex Earl, Jessica Alba.
Yes.
Second line, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Sydney Sweeney, Paris Hilton, Mindy Kaling, Ashley Graham. Now, what I take issue with this is that, all right.
These are not real investors.
Well, I'm like, why? If I was an investor in this and I saw that you put those at the top of your cap table, I'm like, this does not inspire confidence.
Because obviously, Anderson Horowitz doesn't value companies started by women, Brian. So they have to go.
It's so fucking hilarious to me because on the bottom of this, they have the founder of Spanx, who is like the first self-made billionaire.
Yeah, she should be first.
She should be first. Why is Alex Earl top billing?
Because Phoebe Gates doesn't care about starting a company. She just like wants to be with the cool kids. I don't know. Whatever. Let her waste people's money. This is also
what is this cap table? This cap table makes no fucking sense.
This is how Theranos got away with it because they took on like investors who had no idea of how a business worked.
It makes no sense. Like,
and they just were fooled by her. So this is actually smart. You want people who have no idea what a P&L is. You don't want anyone asking to see to open the books. You think Sydney Sweeney is opening the books of any company? You think Joe Jonas or whichever of the
I think Sydney Sweeney is deep in the P&Ls. If you look at how she's marketed herself to the right, she is someone who is deeply invested in her P&L. She's like, yeah, this is for the Trumpers. Yeah, I'll be a mechanic and show my tits. Sure, sign me up. Give me a partnership with AutoZone.
She could talk about EBITDA. What's the EBITDA on the Sasquatch soap that she is shilling?
But all I'm saying is, why is Shabuzi on the same line as the founder of Poppy? Poppy got bought by like Coca-Cola for $1 billion.
Dude, Shabuzi actually
it's not the same. Like Winnie Harlow, Ice
Shabuzi
Spice
has an MBA from Penn, Brian.
What is Ice Spice doing now?
Is Ice Spice on there?
Ice Spice is on there. Ice Spice is above Wendy Murdoch.
This actually just sounds like just a normal Coachella lineup.
It's real, dude. It's crazy.
I want to hang out with Ice Spice. She figured it out. She doesn't really know how to rap, and she is a famous rapper. That's impressive. That's also the kind of grit you want in your company. You want that on your board.
Anyways, listeners, thank you for supporting the podcast. We love you dearly, and
we'll see you next week. Subscribe to the Patreon. YouTube doing numbers. Don't get left behind. We're taking off on YouTube.
If you want in on this cap table, shoot us a line.
Yeah. Just put us on in the background. Who cares?
And if you think that we should AI big titty ourselves, then leave a line too.
And should we race swap too? Also say that. Do we race swap and gender swap, or which one is more problematic? Let us know in the comments. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, that was Middlebrow.